All right, guys, I'm back with another episode of Let's Talk. So let's talk. Now, a while back, I'm pretty sure it was this year. Pretty damn sure. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Oh god. Anyways, a while back, I did the shoe stream of me being a shoenatic, which is a Marcoism. I don't even know if it's really like a term or a word, but if it is, dibs on copyright. Anyways, jokes. Yeah. Anyways, in all seriousness, I did I did that video. A few people watched it. A couple of you guys on Facebook comment almost every time I post a video. Sorry, a picture of shoes because I have my own shoe album, Nike shoes, which is not only of Nikes, but you know, I'm a fan of Nike. Yeah, pretty apparent and not a shock to most of the people who know me in person. Um, Now I'm bringing this video on YouTube for you guys to listen to, not necessarily watch, unless you guys want to look at my picture, and a shitload of other circles, exploding around it. If that floats your boat, then by all means watch. But oh god, that'd be kind of weird watching this for 15 minutes just to see the circles, man. That would be kind of weird. Boop, 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 boop. So many circles. Oh god, I'm just joking, guys. I know I'm not funny. I'm sure at least one person got a crack out of that. I sure did. I laugh at all my jokes. I know I'm a hilarious person to me. Anyways, the reason why I'm doing this video is because a friend of mine today asked me at school. And as I mentioned just like seconds ago, people comment on it almost every time I post a picture on Facebook or Twitter, which I don't do too much on Twitter, mainly on Facebook. With shoes, which I have a shitload of shoe pictures, by the way. I'll leave you guys a link in the description. If I can, to that album. I don't know if you guys have to have me as a friend. I'm really not sure anymore how this shit works, but if so, then I'll just leave you guys a link to my main page so you guys can friend me. Excuse me. So I'm actually back up on Facebook now, so you guys will actually be able to, you guys won't have to hassle with yourself and wonder why I'm not accepting your requests because I will do it ASAP. So now the one thing I love to do, which if you guys look at my pictures, is make my shoes look decent. Now I have a ton of shoes. Now, please keep in mind, I do not own every single pair of shoes that I've posted on the Facebook album, Nike shoes. So deal with it. If you thought until now I did, you were wrong. I'm sorry to tell you, you were wrong. I wouldn't. Okay. I would mind if I'm living where I'm living at now, I would definitely freaking mind having to own all those shoes because I have nowhere to put them. I have nowhere to put the maybe 7 to 10 pairs of shoes that I own now. So, I'm looking at these like sneakerheads and shoe files that are like obsessed with shoes and have over like 20 pairs. I have a buddy of mine that's in high school. That's in college, graduated last year, who he shows me pictures on Twitter all the time. That's the only reason why I'm really on Twitter, is for him. Shout out to my boy Tyrese. Yeah. So, anyways, he is one of the few people like me that goes crazy to clean my shoes. I go crazy to clean my shoes, like literally not, like a nutcase crazy, but I go above and beyond to make sure my shoes always look clean for school or for going out in general. The reason for that is because I had these one pair of shoes. I just threw them out last week or the week before. Favorite pair of Nikes. I never wore them more than maybe 4 times because they're all literally the mud that was on them dried up. I had somehow forgotten that they were all muddy and whatever happened. They happened like 3-4 years ago. And the orange paint on the leather. Now, as far as I know, I've never heard of an orange cow, so correct me if I'm wrong. Never heard of a pink cow, a green cow, a blue cow. I can't say I haven't heard of a brown cow. I'm talking in real life, not, like freaking like Teletubby level shit. I'm talking real life, man. You know, go hard or go home. So you know, it was a nice pair of high tops. It wasn't. It was like a generic Nike shoe line. I don't know exactly if that's really the way to put it. It did not have a model name on the tag. It just said Nike. So I don't know. It had ACA or CAA, CAC. Sorry, not CAA. God, if they're gonna brand themselves with insurance, I don't know. I know I'm not funny. So yeah, so they got pretty messed up, literally. The shoes were very ugly from that day on when I realized that I didn't clean the mud off my shoes. I was very careless with those shoes. I thought that they would last forever. They were very good shoes, comfort wise, they were great, durability wise. It was me being stupid, not cleaning my shoes. I would never take care of my shoes. Um, I don't actually have a pair of Adidas. Now these are in grade 9. I'm throwing them out because I only wore them for the 1 year. I think they're not even one semester. If uh, and I ended up getting another pair. I got a pair of DC shoes, which I ended up wearing till grade. I think the end of grade 10. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. But I ended up throwing those out because they just. I don't know. I used to be a very big fan of DC shoes. I used to really like skateboarding when I was younger. I'm not old. I'm saying younger. Not when I'm young. When I was young. When I was younger. Because I'm young. I'm not freaking 1,000 years old. You know, on some freaking Jesus Christ level shit. So yeah. Anyways, um, I brought his name up. Shout out to my boy Jesus Christ. Why not? Mad love and respect for the guy. All right. Anyways, no seriousness, and I wasn't joking about that. I'm just saying, seriousness. I do clean the bottom of my shoes. Now, most of you guys are gonna think I'm a nutcase for saying this and doing that. I just watched a video, and I absolutely put a smile on my face, man. That's not really, it's not hard. It's not easy to do with a video. It's not like a common video. It was a video. I'll leave the link in the description. I can't name the name of the video or show you the video on screen because of copyright. I really absolutely hate it. But then again, I have to look at it in their perspective. So down below in the description of this video will be the link to that video. I'll try and leave in the description the time, the video for when the guy says that he cleans the bottom of his shoes. Some crazy ass people up in this. I feel like a retard staring at them, but I don't know. I just find it weird. It's kind of hard not to. God, people in my area, guys, are kind of screwed. If you want to come to an area where there's a lot of nutcases, Toronto is the place to be. No joke. Or at least, the GTA. The greater Toronto area that's not so great. Anyways, bad jokes, I know. So, cleaning my shoes, that's part of the title. What I do is a process I do for every pair of my shoes. Now, the reason why I do this is because of the fact that I learned from my mistakes with those one pair of orange high tops. And I never did that to my shoes again. Ever. Ever. I would rather, if I had stained white laces, go and put a pair of freaking, like, and the shoes are like green, put freaking pink laces on. I would not want them to be stained. I wouldn't want my shoes looking dirty for the reason that I used to have a pair of shoes that were really dirty and looked bad. It reflects on my cleanliness. I personally don't even really think that's a word, but everybody else says it. So, yeah, pretty good way to think of it. And so as well, your level of hygiene. I'm a clean person. By all means, I take a shower twice a day, so I'm clean. Legit. I'm the only person, I think, in Toronto, or at least fucking Canada, that cleans the bottom of their damn shoes. daily, literally daily, guys. Even my boots. I know this is gonna sound really messed up. I brush the bottom of my boots, man. You know. Now, the one pair of shoes I have to clean the bottom, or at least de-rock. I know that's a new term for most of you. If you guys own a pair of Nike Free Run shoes, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about when I say you have to de-rock the bottom of your goddamn shoes, because the way the rubber outsole is laid out, like with the separation of each, like separation of the Nike Free Run outsole design, you have to know that if you're picking up a pair for yourself, rocks get caught in between all those little squares very easily. Which is the only reason why I wouldn't recommend them. Other than that, they're very comfortable. They're really nice. Great ventilation. Cushions, not the best. Good comfort, really good comfort with running and jogging. So, of course, me being a toothpick, I would know lots about being skinny. Don't, if you guys are new to the videos, don't think I'm being serious about that. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys are going to get a major freaking shock if you guys look at my older videos and see what I really look like. Well, that was like 2 years ago, but you guys get the point. I didn't look like freaking, from Michael Jackson to freaking Paul Walker. Jeez Christ. It's been 2 years, man. I'm not like from 10 to 30 years old, man. Jeez. Anyways, so I really got to get better at jokes, I really know that you guys comment on that every once in a while, but I know that for myself. That's like a lifelong goal, get better jokes. That's the start to one of them, I hope. Yeah, so cleaning my shoes, as I was trying to say earlier and I got off topic, the process for me is I have to have a baking soda sponge. Now, if you guys want to know what the hell I'm talking about, if you guys don't understand that, in simpler terms, a magic eraser from Mr. Clean. Only it's not the magic eraser from Mr. Clean. It's like not a counterfeit. It's like a no-name brand version. I go to like my local convenience or like a dollar store that sells stuff for like way more than $1. Not a dollar store. It's like a huge ass convenience store that doesn't sell cigarettes or only sells chocolate. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a little store like that shop. For $1, you get 3 of them, and it's an absolute steal. Or you go to Dollar Tree and you get, I think, 2 of them, which are roughly about the size of 3. For I think $1.50 or $2.50 or $2.25, which I think is still a good deal. But three sponges for $1 is great with tax and everything, But I stocked myself up with those damn things because they're so good and they work great for the price. Again, this is why they're so cheap, so I'm always able to buy them. They're really affordable, especially for those of you who are on a budget. So I meant to say a tight budget. I don't know why I said bite. Kind of like a mix of these damn words, man. Here I go again. So cleaning my shoes, I don't use a regular sponge because then you're just doing absolute bullshit to your shoes. As far as it goes with restoration of the midsole, my Air Force Ones, I think, are the only shoes I'm really doing that with, because all my other shoes are running shoes or basketball shoes and have full out rubber or lunar or other sort of foam outsole, so you don't have to worry too much about yellowing, or really at all, for mostly. Except I have a pair of Nike Hyper Enforcer 9s. I'll try and leave the link in the description for the picture of them if I can get one. I don't believe I posted a picture of them on Facebook. If I have, I'll leave you guys comment down below, like kind of like a brief description so you guys know what to look for. Their iced undersoles are transparent, so they're very, very nice. Comfort-wise, they're great. The only shit thing about those, which I think is really never going to change, unless they change the tongue, is the tongue being too flexible, and it gets to be a pain when putting the shoe on because of the fact that it folds in on the sides for the lockdown stability support. Other than that, they're great shoes. Traction has a nice herringbone throughout the whole undersole, so it's great. Um, yeah, so it kind of reminded me. I at first thought they were the Nike Hybrid Dunks. I have a pair of 2010 Hybrid Dunks that I got in grade 8. Still have them. They are the only shoes um, that I've spent $150 on. You know, now I want to get 2015 ones. I want to get a lot of things, but shoes for me, I'll throw those ones out because 4 or 5 years having the same pair of shoes. They're in great condition. You're gonna mention that the traction pattern is not really worn, so I'm very thankful about that and grateful and gracious. Um, Hashtag prayer for that. Sorry, guys. So when it comes to cleaning my shoes, the only reason why I brush the bottom of my boots, when it comes to cleaning my boots, is because I just have some fetish with, my boots looking clean, top to bottom, literally. So I got a pair of boots, obviously for this winter. I'm not gonna wear boots in the summer, or at least not winter boots. I hope you don't wear winter boots in the summer because they look like a real freaking nutcase. But yeah, hashtag nutcase. If you really want to crack at it. Okay, I just went there. So now working at Winners, I'm going to just mention this because this is something you guys may wonder. Time to time I bring it up that I do co-op at Winners. I say work, but just because it sounds better than saying co-op. And then until the person asks me what my pay is, I can lie and say it's 10.25 or 10.75, however the hell much it is minimum wage under 18 years old. In the province of the Big ON, in the city of Big TO, in the country of the Big CANADA. Oh yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I know. So being that I have pretty wide variety of shoes, I got US Polo, Nike, Lacosta or Lacoste. How the freak you pronounce that shit? Don't know why there's an E if it's not going to be pronouncing a damn name. It's a name. You don't got to go with freaking grammar. So don't know what the excuse is there. But I don't know. Maybe I'm turning straight, but I really don't know. Nike, US Polo, Lacosta. I got, I think, 2 pair of Rockports. I know I got at least 1 pair, which is casual, dressy type shoes. I wear to school and work, from summer to fall. So spring, summer, fall, and in the beginning of the winter, I wore them. They're all leather, which is great. They're very comfortable, very good. Actually, support and stability. I'm very happy, and satisfied. Traction wise, you're not going to be slipping. It's a rubber under, so if you want that clickety click sound when you walk, get a real pair of dress shoes. Definitely. But if you want a casual pair of dressy shoes, then definitely that's the way to go. That's another reason why we got those Lacoste. Those are the original pair of dressy casual shoes that I wore to school. Now I got those replaced. My boots are Timberland. Paid those $80. Totally worth it. They feel like nubuck, to be honest with you, which is kind of like a mix between like a synthetic suede and a leather. Sorry, synthetic leather and a suede. I know there's another type of, it's like a nubuck with different names. Something Buck, not Young Buck. That's a rapper. I know. Starbucks is a little cafe. I know, not funny. But anyways, like I was mentioning, the reason why I brought up all these different types of shoes that I own, having a wide variety of shoes to choose from, I get to really become familiar when working at Winners with terms and preferred shoe materials and styles. So when a customer that's a little older, when an elder comes up to me, customer saying they want a pair of winter boots, especially this season, I got a shitload of them. I want a pair of winter boots for myself, for my son, my daughter, my wife, my girlfriend, or whoever the hell it is, the Pope. Um, I always recommend never to get suede boots. At least not a suede upper. If they have certain parts of it suede, that's different, depending on how much of the boot is suede. Um, Leather obviously would be my most preferred material. If you want a nice, I don't want to necessarily say professional, but if you have to dress up a little bit, they'll suit you. Now, boots typically come with like a nice leather or um, a rubberized finish on the upper, usually consisting of most or all of the upper. Um, the one thing I do like is I had a pair of Cougars, which I think were really nice. The little loop for the lace came off, so I had to return them for the boots that I got now, which are the Timberlands. Which is really the only pair of shoe boots I can say I got brand new at retail for $20 because that was the difference between those boots and then the Cougars price. But definitely worth it. Cleaning the boots are actually really easy for both. The Cougars were black leather, and the Timberlands are like a exotic leather, not synthetic. I know it's real leather. Um, I had the waterproofing spray, even though they're generally waterproof already because they don't got any holes for ventilation, which kind of is a drawback because my feet reek like shit. Because my feet tend to sweat. I don't know if I'm like the only person in the universe that has sweaty, disgusting feet. My shoes don't reek daily. It's not like I air them out every single time. You know, in the summer, spring, fall, when there's no rain, sure as hell ain't gonna be snowing outside in the spring, summer. Hope not. We're gonna be on some beach level shit. I throw my boots outside, not throw them literally, but I put my boots outside on my balcony. Not my balcony, on my my balcony. I'm gonna call it balcony. I don't really know what you want to call it. On my room, I have a window goes along with every other room in my damn house. That I don't know why my stepdad put it there. Kind of weird. Has like a little wooden platform. I can put my shoes there. I don't know if he put it there specifically for that. That'd be kind of weird to know. I'm gonna make sure. Some things are better left unknown or unsaid. So, excuse me. Excuse me, Maury. So, the shoes are always clean with me. My friends ask me if I don't wear a pair of shoes very often because going to school, I go to uniform, um, strict uniform school. It's pretty, like loose when it comes to shoes. If you have white laces, that's different. It used to be where you have to absolutely have all black shoes. And the shit thing about that is, I mentioned earlier that I got these DC shoes. I sorry guys, I just remembered I mentioned I got those Adidas first year. I got the DC shoes first, and I think the Adidas next. I remember the first day in high school in grade 9, I wore those DC shoes, and the principal gave me shit because it had a plaid. I don't know. It was like the line of the plaid was different colors. The lining, stitching was different colors. The laces. At one point, I had purple laces because most of the lining was purple. Um, it was a really Nike has a line of their shoes. I don't remember what it's called. Um, it is, if I remember it against me, I'll let you know. Those shoes I think were the best shoes as far as it goes with. I really hate using this word, longevity. I find it is like one of those words that sounds legit, but it really isn't. It's like shoenatic or shoe file. Oh, okay, that's different. Those are actual terms. At least shoenatic for me is. Don't know about you. If you have any of your own isms. so to say. Hashtag you. So yeah. So cleaning the shoes. Well, again, having so many different types of shoes, different materials, keeping the shoes clean. I get to learn how to do that with each different type of material. Especially when you have a shoe that's with different materials. Basketball shoes tend to stay away from that type of shoe style instead of lifestyle shoe style. Mainly for the fact that, unless you go in with like the Nike Superfly 3s or whatever it is, yeah, which have like a fly knit upper. Uh, those you definitely don't want to wear in the winter. Definitely. I wore my Nike free runs. I have the free run 3 5.0s. I'd rather have gotten the 2.0s, but I didn't. They didn't have them in stock. Only the 5.0s. And definitely a different colorway now. Looking at them, yeah, green really it suits them, but yeah. Um, so having waterproofing spray is always going to come in handy, whether you're in the spring or summer or fall, especially when it rains. I'm talking about like I put this spray on my boots and I walk in the snow and it literally slides off when I'm out of the snow. It does a great job. So spending $20 for me wasn't a bad thing. It actually worked out in my favor. Now, being that in Canada is not like Russia by any means, because I would know because I'm living in Russia currently. According to me, there's a city of Toronto in the province of Ontario in the country of Canada in Russia. But yeah, that's how I am. I know that wasn't really that funny, but thumbs up for the exaggeration. Seriously though, I like my shoes to look clean. I got like 50 million pairs of shoes. 15 million pairs less than you might, but I got enough that I can choose from daily. And I find leather shoes, which is nothing super shocking to most, are probably the easiest shoes to clean because they don't. Well, they take a lot more time to stain if you have real leather. Now, if you have like synthetic leather, with like more cheaper quality shoes, then yeah, it's gonna stain a little bit easier. It's gonna get dirty much quicker. But for the most part, it's really not a bad um, choice to go with leather shoes because of the fact that they're easier to clean. They last a little longer than most other materials and shoes, and they just look that much better. So, in a professional point of view, clean shoes always bring up your marks for professionalism, if that's even a word or a term. So that's another reason why I brought up winners and co-op and working in general. If you have a nice outfit, nice dress shirt, if you want to look a little more professional, a little more formal, um, nice dress pants, nice dress shoes that are dirty. The rest of you is all fixed up, racked up to the nines, but the shoes look like shit. It really reflects on your overall hygiene and cleanliness. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean off the bat, you're a pig. My shoes have a speck of dirt on them. Shit, I must look like a real freaking hobo. So, that's not why I keep my shoes clean. I keep my shoes clean because presentation wise, it looks better. If the customers see you put effort into the way you look, they get a vibe and an impression that you will give them a great shopping experience, so to say, and a great great employee to customer service or relation or bond. So when I'm working or when I'm at co-op or whatever, in the professional aspect of my life, I think clean shoes definitely are a definite, go. Like that's just me. I personally, like my shoes to always look clean regardless of where I'm going. I like to look a little dressy depending on, if I'm wearing take out the garbage, I'm going to be outside for like 2 seconds. Sure, so I'm not going to go and put a suit on. Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm just putting a suit and Gucci suit, Gucci belt, and Gucci everything, and then I'm just going to take the garbage out in the backyard. That's not going to happen unless I'm like absolutely rich. Which at that point, I probably wouldn't be taking my own garbage out, but you never know. I'm not going to be lazy just because I'm rich. Just saying. So again, materials do actually play a big factor. This is why earlier I mentioned suede is not my biggest Suede to me for winter boot materials is a pet peeve. I absolutely hate it because my mom has a pair of Uggs that have suede. She has two pairs actually, um, that have mainly suede upper and a fur inner. So really nice looking boots. Um, the first pair of Uggs are $300, totally worth the price. They keep your feet warm, dry, especially. That's the key thing, and warm, but dry as well. If your feet are toasty warm when they're wet, then it's kind of like fucked up. So yeah, red flag there. But then when you get suede boots, the salt gets on them. They get stained really easily. They're not necessarily the hardest to clean, but by no means are they the easiest either. So this is one reason why I brought up nubuck. Nubuck is a mix between leather and suede in certain ways, if you kind of want to look at it like that. I don't know any other way to mention it or describe it, and many other ways. If you do, comment that down below. Definitely help me out and help you out in return. Um, so cleaning the shoes is something I'd actually take into consideration when I'm trying to get somebody to buy something, buy shoes. So if I wouldn't buy it, and this is something I've told my customers, and I actually gain a lot of respect and trust from my customers, especially the ones that come there multiple times throughout the week, on the weekend, multiple times in the day. Even I got one or two customers that will do that. Not for me, they just happen to come once or twice during the day. Every once in a while they do that, and they're a regular customer. That shows that you're really enthusiastic. You're really taking the initiative to get the customers trust and satisfaction, and as well, um, overall, um, like you want them to trust you, right? So getting customers trust is key, and knowing a lot about what you're trying to sell. In my case, it's mainly shoes, well, all men's clothing, but mainly shoes, really helps you out in the long run, because if a customer happens to ask me, which from time to time a customer will, older or new, it doesn't make a difference, they happen to ask, whether they want to know if I know, or they really just want to know for their own information or knowledge, I'm able to tell them, well, suede looks nice now. You wear them once out in the snow when there's salt out, they get dirty. They're not necessarily always waterproof unless you have a waterproof lining in between the suede and maybe the inner of the material that's inside the boot. Um, but for the most part, they get dirty really easily, and they tend to tear depending on the quality of the suede, or if you get like a nubuck. But overall, suede to me is not a really big must when it comes to being material that is on the boots. So keep that in mind for those of you who are going out buying shoes. Now, when it comes to spring and summer shoes, obviously that really doesn't play a factor, because you're not going to be jumping through the goddamn snow in the middle of the summer, in your shorts and t-shirt. I hope not. Excuse me. That was really rude and nasty. My apologies. But we don't make mistakes. Anyways, um, you know, as mentioned earlier, on some desert level shit, bossing it. So when it comes to buying shoes, not only selling shoes, but buying shoes, like I mentioned, if I wouldn't buy them, I wouldn't recommend them. If I wouldn't wear them more than once a week, I won't buy them. That's one thing that's like a major thing with me. If I say these shoes look really, really nice on me and they're at a reasonable price, maybe, possibly I'll get them just for the looks. But for the most part, when you're spending $30 or more, again, I go to Valley Village, the most you probably spend on shoes is $32, $35. Um, and that being said, they're used, but you want something that's worth your $30 to $35, right? So it's that's like shoes are a pretty big thing when it comes to clothing in the winter, especially because you want something that's going to keep your feet warm, dry, and you want to overall look your best. Whether you're going to school, whether you're going to work, whether you're just going out with some friends, you're going out for dinner, lunch, whatever. whatever the case may be, you want to look at your all-time best, always, right? So leather to me is a must when it comes to shoes in the winter, boots in the winter, sorry, or at least something that's not suede, in my opinion. Anything that's not suede, um, something that's not really breathable. I know this is going to sound kind of weird, depending on what type of material. If you have like a lot of lining in between like the main material of the upper and the inner part of your boot, then that's different. Breathability on the upper material is not necessarily an issue. But when it comes to like fly knit um, material on your shoes, only with Nike. Um, Again, bringing back the mention of the Jordan Superfly 3, that's a main, like a fly knit upper. So you're looking at a really breathable and as well really easy to wet or dirty or stain. Not sure you're ever going to wear those in the winter, at least not practically. Um, Type of material. So I wouldn't. That's the reason why I wouldn't recommend that type of material. So anything that's really breathable. Now, depending again what type of material it is. Um, Off the top of my head, a price range for a pair of leather boots. Also, again, this is coming from the persuasive employer side of me. So if I'm trying to persuade you to buy a pair of shoes or boots or whatever it is, shoes, footwear, even I got a pair of sandals, man, that I wore to Italy, Nike sandals, and they're leather. They have a memory foam lunar, so memory foam, sorry, footbed. Um, can't really say inner because there's no inside of the sandal, really. So the footbed, I believe it's safe to say that, is with a nice memory foam cushion, as well as a nice lunar lawn cushioning for the outsole. Great support and stability on sand. Everybody loves that. Um, it's just locked. Okay, sorry guys, I thought my computer shut off. Let me just fix this right here. I hope you guys can hear me. So, excuse me. So, when it comes to getting something like basketball shoes, as I mentioned much earlier in the video, companies tend to stay away from flying it or similar materials to it when making basketball shoes because breathability is a very big factor in basketball shoes, like running shoes. And that's the main reason why runners and basketball shoes have quite a few things in common overall, build wise. Traction wise, it's not a huge thing. But like looking at the Superfly 3s as opposed to looking at the Nike Hyperdunk 2014, 2015 shoes, two totally different upper materials, and it shows you in the long run durability as well as if you really want them to look clean all the time. So that for me is basically going to be it, and that's how I'm going to sum up this video. Anything I forgot to mention, I'll leave in the comment section as well as maybe even in the description of this video. And I will leave the link to that video. Second person I know of, the only other person other than me that I know of that cleans the bottom edition too. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Rate, subscribe, and comment. Thumbs up, like, and share. And guys, show some love and follow on Twitter. Down below is the link for Let's Game All Day 2IT. So, I know this isn't Let's Game All Day, but just saying. If you guys have any questions, comments, down below in the comment section. And as you guys, thanks for watching. Rate, subscribe, and comment. Thumbs up, like, and share. Peace out.